Hello sports lovers, welcome to Met Sports TV, Africa's first choice online sports portal. Today we are privileged to have a member of the Ghana Boxing Authority and a boxing coach of international standards. Before I introduce my guest to you, kindly subscribe to the channel. Press the like button. Also leave a comment down below. Don't forget to adhere to all COVID-19 protocols. Welcome, Mr. Carl Lawrence Lokko.
Thank you very much, brother.
Okay, who is Carl Lokko?
Carl Lokko is somebody who, by the grace of God, was born to Raymond Lokko and Elizabeth Lati. I grew up in Jamestown. I can say is by the grace I managed to go my school, finish up at MIT Electronics, and from there I jumped into football and now into boxing fully.
I know you were doing football with your uncle, right?
Yes, I did football with my uncle, who is Christian Lokko, who is now a FIFA license A coach in the system. We did Silver's Academy. That was 2007, 2008. Let's say 98. We did it, and we got a lot of the boys from the street as well to become footballers.
So that means you've been into sports almost all your adult life.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. You are right. I have been into sports. I myself personally, when I was schooling, I ran for school and I was a goalkeeper.
Wow, good revelation. Now let's get into how you started boxing. How did you get into boxing itself?
Another question that you have asked, my brother. Like I said again, I grew up in Jamestown, Bukom to be precise, and it was so simple and easy for us to be seeing, or for me to be seeing boxing going here and there and front and back. And to be honest, I started showing interest to do boxing, but I couldn't get a chance because my parents are very close to me all the time. I have a lot of things to do at home all the time, so there is no way I can even think of doing it. But it got to a time that I decided to do it. It's okay. I wish I was doing boxing at very early age. I couldn't do it, but now I still want to do boxing. So what do? I would prefer to be a trainer. So I have to go under apprenticeship so that I can learn the trade. So this is how I start showing interest to become a trainer. That was 1996.
Wow. So who were you learning? Who was your master? If you're an apprentice, you must have a master.
Yeah, definitely. So far as I've made it clear that I choose or I accept to be under apprenticeship, that means anything you are doing in life, even if you have an idea, you still have to learn it from somebody so that you get the right dimensions and how to do it. So the late Emmanuel Tego, who is known as Akesi, who is the uncle of Emmanuel Tego's uncle, was my boss, was the one I was understanding the boxing craft as a trainer. So yes, I always mention his name and I always thank him with whatever he have done. And a boxer too that I can never forget his name is Usman Yaya, because he was somebody who was close to me, and my boss was his trainer. So that gave me the privilege to get close and make sure I have to learn under him for about 7 years being an apprentice.
So after learning the trade for 7 years, you now became a master. And who was your first boxer?
Wow, this sometimes I mess up. I don't know who even to mention as my first boxer, to be honest. But I always say that when it comes to my first boxer, I'm talking about Victor Kuonu, who is now a professional boxer, who have been in the national team. About 3-4 of them I started with. At that time when I was trying to do it, it all started from when Buko Banko approached me for me to be his trainer way back. That was 2008 Yes, 2008, 7 to 2008. So Buko Banku and this boy I'm talking about, Victor Kuonu, some of the other guys who I was also training them, because trying to know whether you have learned the trade and you know it, you have to get some of the boys that you have to start with them from the scratch to know where you are now. So someone like Victor Kuonu, George Cramper, one notable guy who I started with, but the notable one is Kongo Soja and Brema Kamuko.
Okay, so I guess in every job when you are starting, you don't have the equipment, you don't have the facilities. Just like people who learn fitting, you may not have a shop, you'd have to be purchasing somewhere. Did you have a gym when you started?
No. You are right. It is clear that everything when you want to start is not easy, unless you are from a certain family. As you know where I'm coming from. That you will not lack anything. That you want to do anything, you do it on your own time. But yes, sir, we always can start something, even if we don't have it. We start from somewhere. What I did was there was a gym, or the gym that called Real Power Boxing Gym at that time was at a different location, and I'm close to the trainer. May he so rest in peace. That's Napoleon Tego. He used his gym, but I always get in contact with him like, let me use your gym in the morning, then in the afternoon you also use it. Then at least I can also support you in a way, because I'm using your gym. So I started doing it at the Real Power Gym to start building myself and start pushing myself. So that is where I started from. Before it got to a time I have to go out there and look for a gym to do it fully or personally.
Okay. That brought about, or that gave birth to the Bronx Boxing Club. Did you solicit for help from friends, or it was all your own effort?
To be honest, when it comes to this portion, I have to say that it was a big decision, or a risk decision for me to take at that time, because I've been saying it that when it comes to the time of me to set up my gym, at that time I was even facing accommodation problem, and I'm thinking of having a gym. So I cannot do the two, and I have to do one. And for me to choose the gym over the accommodation tells you the decision I took was very, very dicey. But I started doing it, and honestly I cannot do it alone. I have to solicit, I have to get close to people who are very close to me that they can even support. And I appreciate whatever anyone that's for me at that time. Even if it is not big, it's something. So I have to appreciate one Ofori Anan, who supported me with 3 bags of cement, and one is a chief now, we all call it Saddam in Jamestown. He also gave me some equipment, as in boxing gloves, locally made one. A guy is at the stadium who have been doing it, so he made a guy did some 4 pair of gloves for me, and these are the support I got from the beginning to support whatever I have, and it was going good, and I'll never forget them. And someone also who was my role model, who pushed me a lot, was Yofi Boham. Yofi Boham have been there for me, not today, advising and guiding whatever I'm doing. And I don't even have to forget Moses Fuamoni, because Moses have been telling me, Carl, so for a long time you are apprentice, so what are you doing? Are you still going to be there, not trying to do something to help? You are one of the up and coming guys who are doing good, so Charlie, push yourself there and see what you can do. So all those people, I'll never forget them.
Okay, that brings me to the name. Why Bronx? Why not any other name but Bronx? Way in the US, New York. Why Bronx?
That tells you that sometimes people have vision. People have vision in the sense that I did not use the Bronx because I know I'll be coming up to the Bronx gym as a boxing gym, but I was using the name because I fell in love with the name. Bronx was my nickname way back, because my target and my dream is. So yeah, definitely, I know where I'm coming from. So I'll be happy to be in the Bronx in future. But hey, that time I was not pushing anything. I start using the name Bronx and people start calling me Bronx before I made the intention of coming out of the gym. So it was so simple for me to come out with the name Bronx, and now the Bronx is there, but now I know Carl Lokko is even I've overcome the Bronx gym now. But this is how the Bronx came in. And lucky for me too, my first traveling in my life was to the Bronx.
Amazing. It is not just coincidence, I believe, but God had a plan for you.
Yeah, sure. And it's a fact.
Before we get into it, let's start from home. Now, before we get into it, let's start from home. Now, your kids are into boxing. Your son, who is doing very well, and your daughter is now the juvenile champion. How do you feel as a dad?
Yeah, I feel proud always because I choose boxing before I even give birth to them. So for me to see them showing interest to do boxing, when I see them even moving around in boxing gears, I'm happy. I'm proud because if that is what I do before I give birth to them, and they always see me going to the gym, coming home, and they have shown interest in it. Yeah, I feel proud to see them doing it.
You have a partnership with the British Boxing and Irish Boxing Association. How did you get this partnership?
I mean, yeah, if you are doing a particular sport, you always have to look at how you can explode, right? Yeah, they are not in the system for long, but it's more or less like they are trying to encourage boxers, trainers, and even gyms to do boxing and do it well. So I had a chance of going to do interview with BBC or going to do a meeting with BBC in London. So as I've been having the link with them already, then I have to go there, do my meeting with the BBC, then go there and have a discussion with them and affiliate or associate myself with them, so that they can also see how best they can help. Because bear in mind that for me being the GBA technical director, I always have to encourage the sport. I always have to make sure the discipline is growing, developing at any corner. They normally do seminar for trainers. They all normally do seminars for officials. So it will be good for me to have a good link with them. Then we can move on from there.
You are on the GBA board. What is your role in terms of administration on the GBA board?
Yeah, well, we're on the GBA board is not, it's technical aspect. Technical aspect in the sense of, in the name of technical director to boxing at the GBA. Luckily, I'm very close to the trainers, the gyms already. So it's all about trying to lead or to guide the trainers especially, or the gyms, for us to do what is necessary for us to do when it comes to boxing, when it comes to promotion, when it comes to boxers to know what they have to do by their trainers. Trainers to guide their works very well. If any discussion, I can have discussion with them as trainers, because they are all technical people. That doesn't mean I am there, so that means I know more than all of them. But it will be good for me to discuss, dialogue with them, and see how best we can all go together. So at the GBA, I always represent the technical aspects, so the gyms and the trainers, to make sure boxing is going on well.
Okay. It's no secret Ghana boxing faces a lot of challenges in terms of sponsorship coming in, training equipments, so many things. There are no, the gyms itself, like yours, even struggle to keep up the number of people coming in. What role does the GBA play in helping you, the coaches, to play their role better?
This question have to go to the sports council before even the GBA. the sports council is there to make sure boxing is going well, because we always produce the boxers to become amateur boxers, and the nation will be taking them to games. So that means all the time the sports council in some way or small way have to be helping the gyms, especially the very active ones, so that we can still produce boxers. But we are not getting that. When it comes to the GBA, sometimes the GBA do its best to get any support when it comes to equipment. Sometimes the GBA can get equipment from somewhere. Especially the GBA is trying to focus to the other regions, trying to share some of the equipment to the regions when the GBA get it. The GBA is always trying to have a dialogue with us and see what they can do and what is going on. It is not the GBA even duty to give the gyms equipment, but once in a while they try what they can do, because the GBA is not getting any support from the sports ministry. When I say any support, there is no sports budget allocation to the GBA. So sometimes it's difficult, so you can't blame the GBA as well. But yeah, the GBA is cool with the gyms.
The sports of boxing has produced or taken Ghana far and has taken Ghana to international competitions and worldwide than football. But the sports ministry does not contribute much unless you are going to Olympic Games, whilst coaches and managers have invested in boxers. They come use them to take quote and unquote fans for themselves. Do you think now it's time for coaches and managers to demand upfront money from the ministry if they want to use their let's say talents?
Yeah, I mean, I will not go straight to say demanding money before releasing the boys to go or to fight for Ghana. But this is what I'm saying, and I've been saying this not today, years back. I've been saying that the sports ministry or the sports council is not helping the gyms, and there is even no plan that even if you produce a boxer to the national team, this will be your reward. And this I've been saying it all the time. At least if for nothing at all, and you produce a boxer to the national team, and you know the kind of reward or kind of support you are going to get, so that you should go back there again and produce more, it will even encourage the gyms or the coaches for them to do it. But always we will wait, or they will wait. When it gets to a tournament or a games that is coming, the highest that they will be getting like 3 weeks training, 2 weeks training camp, or even if it is even a month, while people are doing 6 months and above preparing towards a tournament. Then we want to compare ourselves to them. Sometimes it's difficult for even the trainers who are controlling the national team for them to make good impact as in winning medals. But they also go in there and at least they try and do their best, and it will be great and better for the ministry to keep pushing or help them more, so that they can bring more lawyers. Then we go from there, so that we will be happy, not to demand something upfront before our boys join the national team.
But there should be a reward system for a coach or a manager who has taken a talent to the national level and to international games.
This is all that I'm asking for. It's an advice. It's not like I'm trying to put pressure on anyone, but I think it is an advice that will encourage the coaches. I'm a coach, so as far as I'm a coach and I'm saying this, then I believe it will work, so that all gyms and all coaches will have some target that, let me produce a boxer to the national team, and this will be my reward, even if it is not in cash, and it will be in how equipment and something that will help you to build more boxers, then that will be fine. So this is what I will say.
We all can see that government is building artificial pitches all around the country. One is in Jamestown, one is at Apenkwa, all over the country, Medina. Has the government contacted the GBA to even provide sort of that a kind of support to help local communities in terms of boxing?
The question you have asked, I think you can even answer it so simple, because I don't think you should even wear yourself and ask, because the government, yes, we are always saying that the government, when it comes to sports, they normally focus on football, and it is not we are jealous. We all love football, but what will be the face of a discipline that is giving Ghana a bigger name? Football, as of now, is still struggling even to go back and repeat of winning AFCON.
The last time Ghana won an international trophy was 2009.
So that's what I'm saying, that when it comes to the blaster itself, that we are crying that we need to win AFCON, we need to win a World Cup. It's going to 40 years now since we won African Cup. You understand me? So if boxing is giving us the glory, boxing have won 10 world titles as of now we are sitting. So if there's a need or a plan for them to build pitches, at least they should plan something for boxing as well. My dream and my focus is the ministry or government should support the GBA, especially the technical aspect, so that we can develop the sport as boxing in all the regions, because boxing is not only meant for people in Accra. And I want this thing to go out there that boxing is not meant for only the people in Accra, but because we are not focusing on the other regions, because there are great talents there, we have strengths there, they can do it. But what are we doing to improve and to encourage the other regions? And if the ministry or the government to start doing that, to create gyms around and stuff, we know in Accra we have a lot of gyms here that we are managing. That doesn't mean we don't need any support. But what about the other regions? What are we doing to improve boxing so that boxing can go on all over the regions? Now we have 16 regions. Even when we have 10, nothing was going on. Now it's 16. So what is the government doing? So I hope that this thing will be considered so that we can move boxing very high.
Okay, so how many boxers do you have right now in your stable?
Again, okay, let me say I have about 40 boxes in the name of having juvenile boxers, having amateur boxers, and professional boxers, and always tapping more of the boys from the street. From the street doesn't mean most of them, sorry to say, they don't have homes, right? But most of them moving around the street, you can see clear that they don't have something better doing. And for now, they are young, so you pick them, you start giving them some life in terms of turning them to boxers. And some few years to come, they'll make Ghana proud. So that's the number of boxers I have now.
Okay. Two boxers that have taken the name of the Bronx Boxing Club for international standards. There are others, but Duke Micah, who recently fought for a world title against Casimiro, unfortunately he lost, and Richard Comey. These are two of your great products among the many. How do you feel when you see them fighting at the world level?
Yeah, I mean, with the names that you have mentioned, maybe your mind have not gone there, but someone like Frederick Lawson have also been good to the Bronze Gym, or I've also worked with the Bronze Gym in a way, partially, before. I mean, yes, it's good. All the boxers you have mentioned have, in a way, raised the name of Bronze Gym, and that one, there is no way I can run away from that, or I should shade away. Boxers have to make a name great. Boxers have to make a gym great. Although the gym is helping the boxers, but the boxers also are making what? They are helping the gyms. So all the names you have mentioned, yes, they are making the gym great and proud. And there is no way they can take their name out from the bronze history.
Now to politics of boxing. There's an upcoming election July. What do you, or not you as Carl Lokko, but you as coaches demand from those who are contesting for leadership position?
Yeah, I mean, for the coaches, our dream and our everything is having a regime that promotion will be going on very well, because if you are training the boxers and we don't have promotion going on, then it's a problem for us. So it is something that we're thinking of, having someone who will be helping us with promotion. Two, someone who can help us to let the TV stations understand that boxing cannot be done without a TV station. When you go elsewhere abroad, you see that all promoters who are making good over there work with TVs, and for the TVs to come on board to help the promoters so that boxing will grow. We want a chairman or a president who will make sure that the boxers will be taken good care of, not by giving them money, but the boxers will be treated the way they should be treated as boxers. We want a president who is coming, who will feel for the boxers, feel for the gym, and even feel for all the boxing fraternity, so that boxing will be more lively and better than whatever situation that we are now.
Do you have any favorites in the elections?
I mean, now for now, anyone who is planning or thinking of becoming the GBA president, all of them are into the sport already. So we are family. So for now, to be honest, it is not about favoritism. It is about the person who can do it. It's about the person who can send his message out there very well, to let the gyms, the promoters, the managers, the fraternity, the licensees consider or accept and go with him. So as of now, it depends, because we're talking about July. So now to July, there's time. So all of them should push and push well.
Okay. One thing I admire about you is how you manage to secure management for your boxers. How do you do it?
It's not easy, but in life, I believe the way you live your life will open some ways or some doors for you. Like I told you, I start doing this boxing not today, back 96 to now, so you can see the years. And if I have not compared myself very well, I cannot be in a system for this long. So trying to be open and honest to people, and for people to see the dream that you have of helping people, it is clear that when you approach anyone, they will open you. And it is clear that people have been following me, like you are saying, and they even call me to tell me, playing Charlie, if I get one of your boys, I will manage. Why that? My God, they like my discipline, they like the way I train the boys, and the way I done everything. And I've put boxing in front of me, that I'm not following money, but I'm following the craft I've chosen. If not, by this time, maybe I'll not be here. I'll be somewhere else trying to make my family big or brighter. But the way you do it will give you the leeway. So that is why I always get people, and they accept me, and they know the kind of work I will do, so they come on board and we do it.
Viewers, there would be a link up there for the signing of Felix and Emmanuel, so you can watch their signing. Carl Lokko got them that management deal through his effort and sweat. So I hope the boxers would one day reward him with a good work and a world title, so that the whole world will be proud of them. Lastly, what are your words to upcoming boxers and the boxing fraternity as a whole?
Okay. My words especially will go to the three boxers who have qualified for the Olympics. My words to them is they know how to do it, and I believe in them. And they have a good technical people, so they should listen, they should focus, and make sure that they're going there to make Ghana proud. And I'm wishing them good, and I believe they're going to make Ghana proud. When it comes to the professional boxing, the upcoming boxers should understand that boxing is not just for fun. Boxing is a very, very tough sport. So when you choose that you want to be a boxer, you need to be disciplined, you need to be, you need to be serious, you need to be dedicated, and that will take you to where you want to be. If you know you are not serious, don't take boxing as a craft, or don't take boxing as a profession, because you need to put in more before the reward or before the results will come. So I'm encouraging the up and coming ones that they can do it and do it better than those who have done it already, but they need to put in more effort before they can get there. You cannot sit at home and call yourself a champion, or you cannot sit at home and say or be a world champion whilst you are not putting in the work. So this is my advice to them.
Last week I met Expensive John Lai. He told me he would be a world champion one day. How soon would that be?
Yeah, I will not give a specific time for him to be a world champion, but yes, he'll be a world champion soon. He's young, and bear in mind that he is the first boxer to turn professional at the age of 18 in the history of Ghana. From there, other people also have started coming, so he has opened the way. Now he's a national champion, and we're looking forward for him to become African champion, and from there he will be in the world ranking. So that should tell you how soon, if God permits, he can be a world champion.
I said my last question, but how is Sheriff Ko doing? Sheriff Ko, how is he doing?
Yeah, Sheriff Ko is back in the gym, doing good after his last fight that he lost to Michael Wembley and son. And sometimes in boxing, we all know we have three things that normally happens when it comes to the decision. You have won, you have lost, you have drawn. But sometimes we all try to run away from the lose, but it's part of the game. When it happens that way, you just go back to the drawing board and see what you can do to correct yourself and move on. Sheriff Ko is back in the gym, putting things together and coming back, and he'll be coming back very strong.
You can also watch the Sheriff Ko and One Bullet Answer fight up there. It will pop up so you can watch it, or it will be in the link description below. Thank you for coming, Coach Carl Lokko. You are now a veteran coach. You are no more a young. First when I listened, they describe you as a young coach, but you are now an old coach. Though young, you are an old tiger in the game now. Thank you for coming, and we at Best Sports TV, we urge the government to invest in the game of boxing. It has brought us more honors than most of the sports. Not speaking for only boxing, tennis has a guy, I've forgotten his name quickly, but he is taking Ghana, that's table tennis, he is taking Ghana far. But football, we are investing $25 million. If government could give 5 million to boxing, I'm just saying, if government could give 5 million of that investment to boxing, that boxing take $5 million, accounts for it, and produce 5 world champions within the next 15 years, I can promise government that Ghana would produce 10 world champions within the next 15 years. Thank you for watching. Continue to subscribe to the channel, like, share, and comment below. Thank you, and much appreciation to Coach Carl Lokko. We are honored to have you, and we say thank you. Stay positive. Au revoir. Bye bye.